Oh, hey, Greg here with CloudTruth. We're often asked how we compare to external secrets. And the truth is, it's not an apples to apples comparison. While external secrets is a great Kubernetes centric synchronizer between, say, secrets and AWS Secret Manager and your Kubernetes environment, CloudTruth is that, but a whole other set of functionalities around a new way of thinking around managing all your config variables and secrets across all your environments and projects. So just want to take a few minutes to walk you through how we compare to external secrets and hopefully share some information that would be helpful to your projects. So first things first, here's my CloudTruth UI. I have a CLI screen set up and a Minikube dashboard here to show my Kubernetes implementation and so forth. So back to the CloudTruth UI. We help manage your provisioning config across all your environments. So this is where we can be useful for managing, say, all the input variables to Terraform, and then all the project config. This is your microservices, your open source projects, your own code, third-party API services. So for this specific example, I'm using a very simple 3-tiered architecture that's going to be deployed as microservices to Kubernetes. And we're going to look at this very specific project called Backend. I'm going to manage the config maps and secrets for this project using our open source Kubernetes operator, which we call KubeTruth, which is designed to talk to our platform, and that becomes the full way of managing all config and secrets. So let's go look at the parameter variable values and secrets for the backend project. So go to parameters, and notice I have my project selected here to backend, and I'm looking at my production environment values. So I can also look at, say, staging environment values, and notice these values will change, like my log levels debug and different Elasticache size for staging. And if I go to production, different values. So this is also showing us that we're bringing in secrets from other locations using our input integrations, like this access key secret is stored in Azure Key Vault, and this Elasticache value is stored in AWS Param Store Secret Manager, or we can talk to Git repos and fetch data from JSON files. So you can leave all your config variables where they are, and CloudTruth becomes an overlay and a centralized access point. Because one of our goals is to simplify complex configuration scenarios. And many people think that their config and secrets management is actually simple. It's just a series of static flat files, JSON, YAML files, and repos and hierarchies. And as soon as you try to scale, that model breaks down. It's really hard to manage all the different changes and differences between various environments from lower level up to prod. And so that's why CloudTruth exists, to make complex config simple. And an example of that is, so we want to get all this configuration data out into a config map for this project. So I have a template here, my templating system. It's called config map. And here it is right here. It's using the liquid templating language. And this is going to iterate through all the parameter variables and secrets in the project, and then build a config map structure using the internal CloudTruth object naming system. And I can preview this template down here below for any environment. So I'm looking at the production environment version. So let's go look at staging environment, hit the preview button, going to generate that. So I can check things out before I'm even moving this further into the pipeline. So the goal here is we want to get configuration artifacts created for every component in your system. In this case, it's a config map is the artifact, and it's being built for this backend module to go into Kubernetes. So just want to jump over to our CLI, and I'll just generate a config map here to show you how flexible the system is. For accessing all your config data, you just need to know 3 pieces of information with our CLI, the CloudTruth executable. Your project name called backend, here an example, my environment production, and I want the data displayed in a config map format. I'm going to print this to the screen, just an example. Normally we wouldn't be doing any of this. I'll be using the Kubernetes operator to make all this information get into your pods and do the on-map restarts and so forth. So you notice that was log level debug and my Elasticache, my production environment, and so forth. Now I can also generate this in a different format if I want, just to replace config map with JSON, and I'll fetch this in JSON format. So this is how we make complex config simple. You don't need any more Bash, Python, Go code to kind of massage all these files and change the formats and so forth. You get predictable, consistent results for every deploy. Now, Kubernetes operators running in the background. I have my dashboard here. Let's go look at my production namespace and my backend config map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the log level value in CloudTruth and watch that propagate through. So I'm going to go to log level. I'm just going to edit this in place. Now, log level could also be stored in Secret Manager or Param Store. I'll just change this to trace and save that. I could associate this with a tag and put it as part of a PR. I want this change to go through right away. So I'm going to now toggle back to the dashboard, and I have highlighted here the value, and we'll watch for it to change the trace. There's a polling method here or the push method to get the right updates out to the clients. So CloudTruth supports a lot of different clients to the platform, Argo CD plugin, the Terraform provider, GitHub Actions, and the Kubernetes operator. So there's a lot of ways of integrating CloudTruth into your existing tool set in a way to simplify getting up and running very quickly. Okay, there we go. Log level change to trace. And then any pod updates would be executed commands to restart and so forth. So it's a full service way of distributing config, both secrets and config maps to your Kubernetes environment, in addition to the other use cases around Terraform and CI/CD and runtime and application config use cases. Thanks so much. Hope this was helpful. Appreciate your interest in learning more about CloudTruth and how we can work either with external secrets or replace it in some cases where it makes sense.